Good afternoon. My name is Manuela Seiberth and I'm the CEO and founder of Aspire Immigration Australia. Welcome to today's live. I have an important update on visas and immigration in Australia, and I'm just going to keep talking for a while about nothing too important so that everyone can jump online, because we are live on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, please give us a like or a love heart when you join us. And also can someone please let me know that you can hear and see me. And Bula to Fiji. We have a lot of new friends, followers and friends from Fiji, from Tonga, and other places in this beautiful world. So yeah, pop in the comments where you're joining us from. Also, should you be watching the recording, we will make the recording available after this live. And then you can also let us know, just follow the prompts, I guess, So do all the things, give us a like, give us a love heart, and let us know where you're from. I'm really hoping that many of you are joining me live, because the advantage and the bonus of joining me live is that you can ask me questions. All right. So, Solomon Islands. Hello. Yes, we do have wonderful clients from Solomon Islands. In fact, did you see, I think it was posted this week, we had a client success, Clayton from Solomon Islands. He got his partner visa approved, and we got something really special happening for him and his partner, his Australian partner. We got both stages, the 820 temporary stage and the 801 permanent stage, approved all in once. So he's now a permanent resident of Australia. So Clayton and Zoe, if you're watching this or if someone knows them, congratulations. Very, very happy for you. I was looking after this consultation and visa application myself. And yeah, so very, very happy with that. Also, please, as per usual, put your questions and your comments in the comment box. Okay? So that's how we can communicate. And that is on all platforms the same. So obviously, if you're live, I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible. And after the live, probably over the weekend, I personally will also go into the comments and will answer the comments. All right? So we always make sure that we answer all the comments. All right? So if you're live, then it's very likely that I will answer your question during the live. And if you're watching the recording, then it is likely that I will be responding to your question on the comments. All right? Now, in regards to the questions, of course, there's only limited time available, okay? So if it's like a big question or a really complicated question or a very open question, such as, hi Mark on LinkedIn, such as if it's a question like, what are my visa options? I'm not able to answer this question because I need to know you. I need to get to know you. I need to know what are your qualifications, what is your work experience, and what is your occupation, and so on. So for that, you can book a consultation. And because February is my birthday month, so my birthday is already passed, but I'm celebrating all month, and I'm giving back to our wonderful clients, our wonderful friends and followers. You get 10% discount, okay? So it's cheaper for the month of February until the 28th of February. So that's another week and a bit, until Monday week, I think. Yes. And yeah, so if you book a consultation and you use my name, Manuela, as a discount code, you get 10% off. So you're saving money. All right, so It is now 12 minutes past 4. I'm taking a big sip of water because I've got a lot to cover. As usual, I have my notes just so I make sure that I don't forget anything. All right. So do we already have any questions? Okay, so there's one question from Santosh. Hi, ma'am. I need to know when will update come for short-term to permanent residency? Actually, in fact, that is one of my points on my list. Yes. And so I'm going to give you an update. I expect this session to be for like at least 30 minutes. It depends on the questions you have for me. So it can be a bit longer. And I have really, really, really exciting news. All right. Yes. So very excited to share that with you. But for now, we will start with the update number 1. In case you have not heard, Australian borders are opening for all visa holders on Monday, the 21st of February. So today is Friday, I believe the 18th. Yep. So 3 more days over the weekend, and Monday, borders open for everyone, as in for all visa holders. Now, we made that announcement a while ago, and it was incredible. We had nearly 400,000 people reached. That's incredible. For an organic Facebook post, nearly 400,000 people. And it's still, people sharing it. There's like 2,000 shares, many likes, many comments. I'm, responding to comments. And yes, and I tell you that I am so happy. I'm so happy on so many levels. Of course, I'm happy for all you who are still overseas, and who wanting to come to Australia, either, to start a new life or to be reunited with a family member, or, to start a new career, start a new job, learn English. There's so many things, start a business, invest. So we also have business and investor visas if that is something that you're interested in. And yes, so I'm very, very excited for all our clients, clients and followers and friends and audience. So yeah, very pleased. And of course, I'm also really, really happy for us, here in Australia, because, we have also been quite stuck here for 2 years. Weren't really able to go anywhere. So yes, and of course I'm also really excited for my business, Auspire Immigration Australia, because the last 2 years have been really quiet, because not many people were allowed in. So now, we're growing as a business, and looking forward to helping many people to migrate to Australia. If that is temporary, like just short term, or if this is long term, permanently. Yeah. So if you just want to visit, then that's completely possible now. From Monday, you can visit. You can come here. You can visit your friends, your family. You can do a holiday. And okay, so now, of course, we are obviously still living with the COVID pandemic. And we need to obviously be mindful of that. All right. So, and that is also a question that has been asked a lot. One of the requirements, besides obviously having a valid visa, okay, so you need to apply for a visa. We can help you with that. Apply for the visa, and then obviously it needs to be granted. It needs to be approved before you can then enter Australia. Now, and that's always been like that, even prior to COVID. Okay, so it's always been like that. You always had to have a valid visa to enter Australia. Now, with COVID, one of the other requirements is that you have to be fully vaccinated or exempt. Okay, fully vaccinated currently is still, for most vaccinations, 2 doses. All right. I know that there's currently there's boosters available in Australia as well as overseas. Currently in Australia, there's the rollout to the third doses, so the booster. I think there's other countries like Israel where I think they're meanwhile already having their fourth booster. But so the current definition of fully vaccinated is 2 doses, unless you have. So there's a whole list of vaccinations that are accepted by the Australian government. We will be making a post next week, so just follow us on social media, whatever you prefer, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. So we will be making a post where we list all the relevant vaccinations. But look, if you had a standard vaccination like Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and there's a whole list. I'm not going to list all of those now, but there's a whole list, and it is accepted. The other option, of course, if you are not vaccinated, you can get an exemption. Yeah. So what that means is you need to. That's just a question. How about for 11-year-old child? So in Australia, there's actually vaccinations available for children from the year of 5 years old. However, children for immigration purposes, children under 12, they don't have to be vaccinated. Okay. Mind you, this is the current rules. If you're watching the recording in, I don't know, March, April, like in the future, things may have changed. All right. So this is what happens in immigration. The rules change constantly. Yeah. That's why we're offering these lives, where we provide free information. So I'm investing my time, sharing my time and my knowledge with you without any fees. All right. Of course, if you want in-depth, detailed knowledge and assessment of your situation, then that is when you have to book a paid consultation. Okay? So then either myself or one of my team will speak with you, and we can connect via Zoom, WhatsApp, phone call if you are in Australia. So there's multiple ways how we can connect with you. All right. So in regards to the exemption, so if you are not vaccinated, I recommend to go and see your medical practitioner, because you need a medical exemption. And then once you have that, you also need to apply for a travel exemption. And for non-vaccinated and exempt people, you also need to hotel quarantine in Australia. Now, in regards to quarantine, that is also a big topic, and again, this is current, because every state has their own quarantine rules. Okay, so if you are fully vaccinated, you should not have to quarantine. Now, one exemption we have in Australia is Western Australia. Do I have any people in the audience today, or also if you're watching the recording, that are either living in Western Australia or wanting to migrate or wanting to go and visit Western Australia? Can you just let me know? Can you just comment Western Australia? And then I can say a few things about that. And meanwhile, I'm having a sip of coffee, and I'm going to also read questions and comments. So we have 2 comments on LinkedIn. There's no names, but I'm going to read it out. Oh, Jerry. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Jerry just joined us on LinkedIn. Okay, so someone is asking, I'm an electrical engineer and having 12 years experience in building system automation. That's what my brother does, by the way. And what is possibility of getting immigration for Australia? So that's what I meant earlier. This is a question that I'm not able to answer in detail during a live. Okay, so I can't see your name, it's only saying LinkedIn user. So this is a very broad question, so I would like to invite you to book a consultation. All right, so a few things I can say though. Engineers are in high demand in Australia. So if you are an engineer and if you have the required qualifications and the required work experience, then there is visa options for you, and really, really good visa options. Temporary visa options as well as permanent visa options. All right. So that's all I can say to this, because I need to assess exactly, okay, so where did you study engineering? How long did you study engineering? What subjects did you study? I need to see, well, you say 12 years work experience. Was it part-time? Was it full-time? Was it in Australia? Was it somewhere overseas? In what country did you work? Where are you from? How old are you? And so on, you know. So there's so many questions. A consultation is usually for 1 hour, and that is where we ask you a lot of questions, and you can ask us a lot of questions too, of course. All right. So you will get a lot of advice, you will get a lot of value, and you also get a written summary of advice. So you get everything in writing. All right. Okay. I'm just going to go through it. I will come back to comments and questions. So just keep putting your questions in the comments, and I promise I will get back to you either now during the live or later. So please just keep them coming, okay? And also please, give us the likes and the love hearts, much appreciated. Because that way, it's with the algorithm, so that way other people who are online, they can see that we are live. They can see, oh, there's something happening, and then they can join us. Because this is a free session, yeah, and I want as many people as possible to benefit from this free information. All right? Excellent. Great. Okay. Question to you, to my audience, to my followers, to our friends. Who is a nurse? So that is registered nurse, enrolled nurse, or assistant nurse. So type in the comments nurse if you're live or if you are watching the recording. So I'm just going to give it a minute. Oh, not a minute, maybe 20 seconds. Do we have any nurses watching? The reason why I'm asking is we have vacancies. We will be making a post, I think tomorrow, about the vacancies. The vacancies are primarily in Queensland and Victoria. So Queensland is the state around Brisbane. Queensland is beautiful. It's on the east coast of Australia. And Victoria is south of Queensland. Victoria is the state around Melbourne. There's the love hearts flowing. I love it. Oh, yes, thank you. So, any nurses? Because, so there is jobs available for nurses. There's jobs available. And there's also the employers, they also offer sponsorship. All right? So if you are a nurse, please comment nurse, and then we will get in touch with you. Otherwise, if you don't want to comment, that's okay. Or if you're driving, or if you can't comment or choose not to comment, then my voice. Then please contact our office. All right, because we have actually not just one or two. We have multiple employers in Australia looking for nurses, and we also have other vacancies. So we have a vacancy page, because there is actually quite a lot of businesses and employers, organizations looking for workers. So now is such a great time to, if you're in Australia, now is the best time to find an employer to sponsor you. Yeah, there's a whole range of different employer-sponsored visas available. Many of those employer-sponsored visas can lead to permanent residency. Yeah. if you are offshore, if you are outside of Australia, can you just let me know who here is inside of Australia already and who is offshore? So just if you're inside of Australia, say either inside or onshore. And if you're outside of Australia, say either outside or offshore. That'd be interesting to know. Sina is offshore. Ruth, offshore. How about my friends on LinkedIn? Who is in Australia and who is outside of Australia? Yeah. Javier, I can see Pamela is on there as well. Hi. We are so excited for you. It's going to happen soon. We just need to wait because there's just so many, people also waiting for the health policy and so on. But it's going to come. It's going to come. I really, really appreciate you have been the most patient clients we've ever had. So I really appreciate that. You can trust us. We are looking after you. Also, when you don't hear from us, we're still working on your case. Okay? So I really appreciate your patience. I really appreciate your, that you hear, you pretty much, with me every time. And I cannot wait. And I'm so excited for your visa to come through. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We just all need to be patient. And I really appreciate that. Wonderful. So we have one friend on LinkedIn. Adnan Ahmad is offside Australia. Yes. Okay. So I get the feeling, Sana Koka is, and Melee are both onshore. So yeah, so we have a mix of people, onshore, offshore, and well, from Monday, you can come in. Well, you need a visa, of course. All right. All right. One thing that is relevant for my friends who are onshore, so that means inside of Australia, or people who are about to come in. So during COVID, the Australian government and the Department of Home Affairs, they have actually invented a few new visa subclasses. One of them is the Kobet Visa. So this is available when you're onshore, not for offshore. Okay, this is only available if you're already in Australia. And so we had a meeting start of the week, this week, and we were informed that the Kobet Visa will be staying, as in will be not going to be removed, because we were thinking, with now, borders opening, maybe that also means that the Kobet Visa will be removed, but it doesn't appear that way. So, and the Kobet Visa has two streams. One is for the essential workers and one is a last resort stream. We have been applying on behalf of clients for both streams. They are really good ways to actually stay in the country. And yes, so that has been a lifesaver for many, many, many clients, many, many migrants. All right. And so good news, the Kobet Visa will be available for longer. We don't know for how long. Yeah, they didn't say, the department did not say a certain deadline or a certain finish time. But yeah, for now, it's going to stay, which is amazing. Okay, great. Now, someone asked on the chat, on Facebook, I think, asked about an update from short-term or from temporary to permanent. Okay, so look, if you are currently on a temporary visa, so that can be either a student visa, it can be a graduate visa, subclass 485. We have many clients on 485 visas. Question, is there anyone on a 485 visa? Anyone on a graduate visa, 485? Let me know. Just type in the comments 485. Or you can also send us a DM, a message, or an email, letting us know that you're on a 485. And there's also temporary working visas. So subclass 482 has 3 different streams. And first stream is short-term stream, then there's a long-term stream, and then there's a labor agreement stream. All right. Now, is there anyone on a 4H2 visa? Or is anyone thinking of applying for a 4H2 visa? Background information, the 4H2 visa is an employer-sponsored visa, and the requirements for the 4H2 are a little bit lower than for example, a 186 employer-sponsored visa. So when I talk in numbers, every visa has a subclass, a 3-digit subclass. So 186 is a permanent employer-sponsored visa. 4H2 is a temporary, provisional, can be leading to PR, permanent residency. So do we have anyone interested or holding a 4H2 visa? 4H2 employer-sponsored. Okay, the chat is a little bit slow. So I'm not sure if it's like because it's not relevant, or maybe it is because you don't have, maybe it's a bit slow because of the, bandwidth. So basically, at that meeting, so we still haven't got all the details and all the, relevant information. But basically, in that meeting, we were discussing about migrants on the holding a 4H2 short-term visa, so short-term stream, and the disadvantage of the 4H2 short-term is that there is no pathway to permanent residency, all right? So it only is available for 2 years, and then you can extend it to another 2 years, which is good. It's better than nothing, right? Because in these 4 years, first of all, you can live and work full-time in Australia with your family, if you have family, like partners, children, and so on. And during that time, you can gain relevant work experience to then apply for a different permanent visa that is leading you to PR and citizenship. All right, so the 4H2 short term, even though it sounds a bit sad for people who want permanent residency, it's very, very useful. All right, so sometimes we use the 4H2 short term as a stepping stone. So meaning it will take you a little bit longer, but it is part of the strategy to eventually gain permanent residency. And at that meeting that we had, so the department wants to reward the people who were here during COVID on a 4H2 short-term visa, and they want to give the pathway to permanent residency also on 4H2 short-term visa holders. Again, so this is huge. This is really big, It's also to do with that Australia is really suffering from a shortage of skilled workers. Australia is really needing people. And so we're still waiting on all the details, because at this point in time, we're not sure yet if it's only for certain occupations or if it's for everyone, or so, stay tuned. Stay tuned. As always, we will give you all the information that you need on that. And we will certainly make a post once we have all the detailed information. All right. But for now, Fehi on Facebook is saying that she is interested in 4H2. So for now, this is what we know. It's looking good. It's always good to have good news. So there's been a lot of good news lately. I'm really happy to tell you guys. And okay, so that was. I think what I'm gonna do now. Because I see there's lots of comments. So Instagram, I have 485 at the moment. Yep. Recently have joined as a permanent employee in hospitality, but I don't have any degree or past experience in the same field. How do I get permanent visa? Right. Okay, so from my understanding is you studied, obviously you studied something, so that's why you got the graduate visa in Australia, subclass 485. And now you're working in hospitality. However, the work you're doing now is not related to the course you studied. And your question is, how can you get PR? So again, that is a question that I'm not able to answer in detail during this live. It would take me, well, not just it would take me longer, but also I need so much more information. I need to know, what did you study? Are you dependent on your wife's visa? All right, that's good to know. See, that's all the information that I need, and so much more. So, Imyashvadan Singh, I would like to invite you to book a consultation. If you want to book a consult with me, you can make use of the February birthday discount. And yeah, so I would like to invite you to book a consultation, because I need to know exactly what did you study, what do you do now in hospitality, when does your visa expire, how much time have you got, and so on. And then during the consultation, yes, we will then work out a strategy for you and your wife to get permanent residency. We also look at your wife, what she's doing. So the good thing about couples is you get 2 in 1. So, because as a couple, only one of you needs a visa. The other one can be sponsored or added as a dependent. All right. So when we get a couple, we usually ask for both people's background and resume and CV. And then we give advice on both people. And then whoever has, I guess, the better options, or people make a decision on different factors. But basically, say both people have options, then you can pick and choose. But only one of you actually needs to go through the process. The other person can be dependent. Excellent. So I've got a few comments here on Facebook. I'm just going to look at Facebook. Ooh. Nilton, so Nilton da Costa Araujo is saying that he's has got problems with the booking. What sort of problems do you have? It's pretty easy. All you need to do is you need to click on the link, the booking link, which is on our website. Select the day and the time. Fill in a few details, and then make payment with credit card. And I don't think we have received any any notification from you or email or message about problems. So I suggest contact my office with screenshots and explain the problem. Okay. And if the problem is, for example, that I know some people that don't have a credit card, that's fine. You can also pay with invoices. So we can send you an invoice, and then you can pay with credit card. Sorry, my bad. So we can say you don't have a credit card, and I know in some countries or some people don't have credit cards, then we can send you an invoice, and you can pay with bank transfer. Just a normal, regular bank transfer. That's also possible in between countries. Yeah, so wherever you are, you can make a bank transfer to our Australian bank. So obviously, we are an Australian-based business, and we accept payments from overseas. There's also what's it called? International bank transfers, like Western Union, for example, is very popular. There's also a other money transfer is international money transfer is TransferWise, or I think they're called now Wise, WISE.com. And so there's lots of different ways to move money around these days. One day soon, hopefully, we can accept cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. MoneyGram, thank you so much, Sandra. MoneyGram as well. So there's lots of different options. So I do completely understand if you don't have a credit card or it's not possible for you to pay with credit card, then just contact my office. All right, send us a DM, a message, send us an email. I know that you will find ways to reach us because we get a lot of messages, and then we'll help you out. All right, we'll send you an invoice and we'll take care of you. Excellent. Okay, so now I have really exciting news. The person is actually online. I'm not going to name them. We're going to make an official post next week. But I am very excited. I'm very excited to announce that we have got a new member to our A team. And the new member is a lawyer and a migration agent. And the new team member, because as you know, we're all very multicultural. So I'm German. We have people on the team. They are from China. They are from, oh gosh, I'm just going blank now. Where they're all from. Peru, Colombia, Eastern Europe. So anyways, we have a very, very multicultural team. And the new team member who's joining us speaks Arabic. So who here speaks Arabic? Just put in the comments Arabic. So yes, so I'm very, very excited because, as borders open and obviously as we are getting busier, we are growing the team. So yes, so I'm currently doing a lot of interviews and having conversations and very excited to, having so many amazing people, to speak with. And so all of this week I have been doing interviews. I will be doing more interviews next week. But yeah, I've already secured one really amazing person. We will do a full introduction for you guys next week. So watch out on our channels. And another question. I know, of course, we are looking after Australia. But we also get inquiries about people wanting to migrate to New Zealand. And amazing news, our new team member is also an advisor for New Zealand. So question, who is also interested in going to New Zealand? So just type in the comments, New Zealand. Because now we can offer both. We can offer advice and assistance with visas for both Australia and New Zealand. So I'm just going to give you a moment for that. Meanwhile, so just type in New Zealand. So I asked 2 questions. Who speaks Arabic? And I asked who would be interested. I'm not saying you have to go to New Zealand, but it's just great, we expanding our services and our offers to our clients. So now we can. There's someone very impatient. Haven't got my answers yet. So yeah. Anyways, moving on, looking at other questions. Here we go. So there's someone, Adnan. Last time I had applied visa for New Zealand, but they refused due to not efficient funds in bank. But I have $30,000 at that time in September 2019. Even I provide all documents attested by Foreign Ministry in my country. Yeah, Adnan. Look, I can't say much about that because I have not seen your application, and I wonder, did you do the application yourself or did you use an agent, a lawyer? So when these things happen, so we have people come to us, they apply for a visa, they did the application themselves, and it was refused. And that is obviously not nice. Yeah, refused visa means you lost all your money and you're not having the visa. Okay, so, and then people come to us and then what we request is the decision letter. And then we look at, okay, why was the visa refused? And then because the case officer who made the decision to refuse the visa application, they list their reasons. Yeah, they list their reasons, and they also list the relevant legislation and so on, and the basis on why they refused the visa. So, and Adnan on LinkedIn, I would like to see your refusal letter, and then I can give you advice as to why. Because, yeah, you said, it was refused based on not efficient funds, $30,000 US, but there may be, I don't know, there may be other things. Maybe the evidence that you provided in regards to showing, demonstrating your funds, maybe that was not the accepted way to do it. Yeah. Also, in regards to New Zealand, so just to be clear, I am not an advisor for New Zealand. So no, it's not me. It's going to be our new team member. So I can't actually give you advice on New Zealand. I can only advise you on Australia. But the new team member, which we will introduce next week, the new team member is able to give advice for Australia as well as New Zealand. All right. So Adnan, you're more than welcome to book in for a consultation, and then we give your consultation to the new team member who has all the knowledge and the license and everything to give you assistance with regards to that case in New Zealand. Okay. Okay, so Facebook is quite busy. Yeah, Joe Brave says she is interested in New Zealand for studying. Perfect. Yes. We do assist with student visas. So we assist with both. We assist with enrollment as well as the student visa. Okay, for both New Zealand as well as Australia. Okay, friends. So just so you know, I'm going to wrap up soon. I'm going to take 3 more questions. All right. So every good things. What's that saying? All good things come in threes. So I will take 3 more questions. 1 from Instagram, 1 from Facebook, and 1 from LinkedIn. All right. So now is the time to put your question or comment, or anything really that you want to share in the comment box, and then I will pick 1 from each channel. And if I have not answered your question, or if you are watching the recording, please still put in your question in the comments, and I will get to it over the weekend, and also after. So if you watch this recording on Monday, then just still put in your comments or your questions, and I will answer it. All right. Okay. So we're starting off with Instagram. Yeah. So there's a question from Fahad about, what's this? Hi Javier. That's very cute. I like dogs. I'm a dog person. Border Collies are my favorite dogs. Who's got a dog? Who's got a Border Collie? Fan club. Yay, Border Collies. Any dog is great. Any animal. I love animals. So anyways, the question was from Fahad, how about job offer and sponsorship? So yes, I do understand many people, especially when you're overseas, many people, they say, well, I need a job first before I can spend money on visas and immigration. So that would be great. That would be great if you can secure a job before you come to Australia. However, it's not, it's not always happening like that. So my advice is be flexible, and maybe you need a different strategy, okay? Because it is a lot easier to get a job and sponsorship when you're in Australia. So a very popular strategy is to apply for a student visa and then come to Australia as an international student, and then you get work rights. You get limited work rights, but you do get work rights. You can work for 40 hours a fortnight and unlimited hours during semester break. So you can then, you're in Australia, you can work, and that way you can just network, and you can do job trials, and you can find a part-time job, so that you build a connection with employers. Having said that, certain occupations such as doctors, nurses, and highly qualified people, they can also find a job from overseas. So I'm not sure if Helen is still online. Helen is a nurse from, she's trained in the UK. She lived in New Zealand, and we got her visa for Australia. So she's now in the process of migrating to Perth, Western Australia. So it can happen, all right? It can happen. It all depends on your circumstances. So that's why I do recommend to book a consultation, all right? Okay, so now I'm picking a question from Facebook. So actually, I'm going to choose that one. And don't worry, if I don't get to your question, it will be answered in writing in the comments. So make sure that you check in over the weekend. All right. So Uday Dadal is asking, what is requirement for forklift operator to get skill assessment, and can partner claim 5 points after getting positive skills assessment as forklift operator? All right. So this is interesting, and that's why I picked the question. By the way, there is a massive storm brewing outside, and I have to go out after this. Anyways, so in regards to forklift drivers, we did make a post about forklift drivers and that there is permanent residency visa options. The visa program for that is the Dharma visa program, all right? In fact, we specialize in that program. Well, that's one of the things we specialize in. There's a lot of more things we specialize in. Family visas, for example, partner visas in particular, as well as parent visas, so if you want to sponsor your parents. But basically, a forklift driver, so Uday, I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding. So, because what you refer to points test, you refer to a skills assessment, so that's all not relevant to a forklift driver. Because a forklift driver is what's called a semi-skilled occupation. Yeah, so forklift driver is only available in certain regions of Australia, such as Northern Territory, and so there's no points, there's no skills assessment, none of that. What you need is an employer to sponsor you. All right. So and again, you can look from offshore, and especially currently, so many businesses and employers in Australia are looking for people. So it can be, anything is possible at the moment. Really, anything is possible. Right now is a really great time. And if it's not working from offshore, like if you have been applying for jobs and it's just not getting anywhere, then maybe consider to go on a student visa. A visitor visa or holiday visa, well, yes, you may be able to then, come to Australia for a holiday. However, you don't have any work rights. And if you want to show your skills, you've got to be able to work. And you can't work on a holiday visa. Yeah, you have to have a visa with work rights. And the student visa is one of those visas that gives you work rights and so that you can find an employer, work for them as a forklift driver, for example, or as an engineer. It can be anything. It can be anything, all right? Can be a nurse, can be a teacher, can be aged care workers. Oh, that's another thing. I think I forgot to say that earlier. So we're looking for nurses, enrolled nurses, assistant nurses, registered nurses, and we're also looking for aged care workers, and we're looking for disability workers. All right. So if you any of that, please contact my office. Okay. So basically, to answer your question, Uday, as a forklift driver, you need an employer to sponsor you. Now, you mentioned a partner, so I'm curious, what is your partner doing? You know, because like I said, you know, as a couple, only one of you needs to qualify for a visa. So say, for example, one of you is a forklift driver and the other person is a nurse. Well, the nurse has a lot more visa options. A lot more. All right? But again, you know, it also depends how old you are. So, if, for example, if, you know, the older you are, unfortunately, in Australia, if you reach 45, then it gets difficult. It gets challenging. Yeah. So ideally, you are in your 30s. That is the best time, 20s and 30s. That's the best time to migrate to Australia. Having said that, if you are in your 40s, if you are over 45, there is still options. There is still options. It's just less options than for someone who is in their 20s and 30s. Okay, so Uday, I would like to invite you to book a consultation, and then we can assess your options and your partner's options. All right. So couples, they get 2 in 1, and if you book with me, you get a 10% discount if you book before the 28th of February. All right. So now I'm looking at LinkedIn. So that's going to be the last question that I'm going to answer. Jerry is asking, I'm currently working here at Qatar as fire technician and hoping to be higher in Australia in the near future. Thank you, and your life is very helpful. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Jerry. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that my life is helpful and that, you know, the information I'm sharing is helpful. And there's a love hearts flying in Facebook. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so to answer your question, Jerry, and I think we have been, I don't know if you had a consultation or if you've just been like watching lives or, you know, attending lives with me, but your name definitely does sound familiar to me. So, and I have a very good memory as well. So even clients from like 5 years ago, I remember. It's so good. So anyways, a fire technician, and look, same thing similar to our friend Adnan, the engineer. I think it was Adnan. Or maybe it wasn't Adnan. Anyways, my answer is going to be the same. So it depends on your qualifications and your work experience. And then it depends also, English. English is also a very, very important factor. Okay? So your English language skills, because certain visas have certain requirements regarding your English. Especially permanent visas have a high requirement of English. So that is where the 4H2 visa, which I mentioned earlier, comes in really handy, because it's got lower requirements for the short-term stream. And Dharma, remember the Dharma visa program, it has even lower English language requirements. So if you're struggling with English, well, first of all, I recommend practice. Okay? Practice. Watch English news. Watch English movies. That's how I learned other languages. And Duolingo is a free app. So you can use Duolingo. And anyway, so practice, because you just really need English, because when you're here in Australia, you want to communicate. And but meanwhile, we can help you out, because there is visa programs that have an English concession. You can also come here and study English. So you can apply for a student visa and you can study English. We can also combine it, we can say, okay, let's enroll you in 6 months English course, and then we enroll you in some other course. All right, nursing, for example. We have lots of people wanting to study nursing at the moment, and other things. Hospitality is also very, very popular. So yes, so that is my advice to you. Jerry, please book a consultation so I can look into your scenario and your situation and can tell you exactly what you need. All right. It is now, we've been talking for an hour. It's been, as usual, lovely. I really, really, really enjoy these lives. And I will do another live very soon. All right. And watch out for the announcements in regards to our new team member who is looking after New Zealand and Australia, and who speaks Arabic, and who is a lawyer and a migration agent. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, very excited to have the addition to the team. Watch out also for our vacancies. Go to our vacancy page. Yeah, so it's on our website, and then there's a tab called vacancies. So check out the vacancies. We will be publishing the nursing vacancies, so nurses as well as aged care workers as well as disability workers are required. And make sure that if you want to book with me, so if you were thinking, I really want to talk to Manuela, and I know my appointments are more expensive than if you talk to someone from my team, but now during February, my birthday month, you have a 10% discount. So if you book before the 28th of February, you get 10% off, which is around I think $50. So it's $50 cheaper. So for $50 you get I don't know, you can buy something nice. My present to you. And yes, if you are migrating, or traveling to Australia on Monday or next week, safe travels, stay safe, be patient, because it's probably going to be chaotic and hectic, because we haven't really had any visitors for 2 years. So be patient with everyone. On that note, I'm going to go offline. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you very soon. And please book in for a consultation if you need advice. Make the investment. You are worth it. Make the investment. That's all I'm saying for now. All right. Ciao, my friends.